Welcome back to the final match of, I think it's day number 18 of Starladder Europe. I don't know, something like that, 18, 19. There's 30 in total. We're in the middle of it, guys. It's a big match, of course. Wouldn't have it any other way. Na'Vi versus Empire. I'm LDB on the summit, and I will be joined here for this one by my trusty co-caster, Blaze. Blaze, thanks for sticking with me, buddy. This has been a long day. Not as long as the last two, but still pretty long nonetheless, but I'm looking forward to a fantastic nightcap to it all.
Absolutely. It's been an absolute pleasure. Today's been particularly awesome as far as the league games go, and now we get to this finisher here, Empire versus Na'Vi, an incredible matchup against two incredible CIS-based teams. And yeah, of course, we do have aggressive openers from both sides. Some really good drafting in mind for both Mag and FNG. I'm curious if we'll actually get to see the Empire's Silencer pick up once again or not. But for right now, the opener is going to be Lycan and Puck for some early aggression-controlled team fight. And maybe if there was a Centaur pick, a way to counteract that. And then, of course, Na'Vi. They're going to go with the Mirana Skywrath opener. So Skywrath could go either way here. We could see the Dendi mid Skywrath. We could see the advanced core support. But in either case, we're going to see a lot of damage flying about as they do have some great nuke potential.
Yeah, we've seen teams ban the Skywrath Mage in the first phase against Na'Vi, but not the case here. Empire more afraid of Dendi's Tinker, and everybody's afraid of Death Prophet, so no big surprises there. And especially if you want to first pick the Lycan, you don't want to give them the other hero that can just shred rush in the Death Prophet. So Empire getting some good push here. The Silent Lycan, last game was clowny to put it mildly. His Lycan ended up being fine, but we did see that the hero can struggle a bit in the laning stage. Fortunately for them, they had a Nature's Prophet constantly teleporting to their tri-lane to bail them out. And I'm curious to see if Empire will pick slightly stronger laning supports to help control this. But for now, they will ban out a Templar Assassin. Again, all about the Roshan so far, with the two of the key heroes to take down Roshan on the dire side now removed, and 3 of Dendi's heroes in total banned out. But Na'Vi go a different route. They go for a Wraith King, so they get 3 heroes that can all be cores and can all be supports. And, well, at least one of them is going to be a core this game. Curious to see which one it is.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be really good synergy with stuns and getting lockdown combo. But as far as when it comes down to the mid game, Lycan should be able to outmaneuver a lot of these heroes here. Like, obviously, the Wraithfire Blast connects, but with the projectile time, he might just be able to get enough distance on you that the arrow follow-up is not going to work. So when Lycan's going split pushing, they don't have all that much control right now. And I think they're looking for something a little bit more advanced as far as lockdown goes. But it's interesting because they actually banned in the first phase, Na'Vi, they banned the Faceless Void and Bat Rider, even though those are 2 of the best counters to the Lycan split push. So by leaking the Lycan over to Empire, knowing they're going to pick it up, and also banning out a couple of counters, you have to think, has FNG gone mad, or does he have something up his sleeve?
Yeah, we'll find out what FNG's got so far. He's had some epic drafts and some hit or miss. I guess I'd say his draft has been hit or miss for the team. He's had some fantastic drafts, but also games where they've just kind of fallen flat. So, Na'Vi now working on their 4th pickup, and in terms of proper control for Lycan, there's really not too much that goes through Magic Immunity. There's supports like Bane, but they're already very single target heavy, and Na'Vi are going to go for a Windranger. Do we see like maybe a Drow-esque pick this game? There's no Visage, but it's a little odd to see this Mirana Skywrath Windranger. Like, not that much teamfight control across 3 picks, and it's kind of like a little bit of everything, but nothing particularly well for this Na'Vi draft is how I feel about it right now. They have good gank, good pickoff, decent push from Focus Fire, although that's kind of weakness of their team in general, but they don't really excel in any one area, and they definitely are a bit lacking in teamfight.
Yeah. Their bands really seem to have some kind of line drawn together, but I'm not really connecting the dots just yet. The Ancient Apparition, the Enigma, obviously supports with a lot of AoE teamfight potential. The Nature's Prophet, obviously very frustrating to fight alongside the Lycan. The Howl enhances the treants, and it makes it very difficult. So I guess the 2 bans in the second phase were mostly based on the fact that they have summons, and this Ancient Apparition would just go really darn well with heroes like Puck. So, yeah, I guess that they make a lot of sense, but Na'Vi's 5th pick is still a card they're holding, and one that's going to be hard to figure out. Empire's thinking about it. They'll chew into some reserve time here. But as far as what Na'Vi want to round up with this lineup, it's really hard to call. I mean, like you said, Drow, it seems a little far-fetched, but could work in this lineup. Hell, I don't know, an Ursa could work. There's so many ways that they can make this happen, but I'm not exactly sure what they want. If they want Funnick Wind Ranger, then they won't need like a Tide Hunter or anything. If they're looking for Lycan control, they do have a few options there. The Treant's not one of them, but still there are some good routes. Even Nagasiren has been used as a counter. They're going to ban out the Storm Spirit, but obviously Mag is not too confident as far as what they're actually going to be seeing out of this fifth pick.
Even like I don't know, we've seen some Silencer here or there. Yeah, I'm not really sure, Blaze. This is going to be a total surprise to me, most likely. I'm scanning the list of heroes left in the pool right now. Just wonder if there's anything that really jumps out, but
The Razor didn't get banned. I mean, that's kind of surprising, but
oh yeah, you're right. Razor has been ignored. It wouldn't be. I mean, it's Razor. Like,
yeah.
It's always fine, you know? You never look at Razor as like, oh, this is an ass Razor game, but they're good Clockwork, so... Na'Vi getting more mid-game fighting power, and they do get some control for the Lycan, a way to deal with the split push, but that's only until the BKB. And if Silent manages to farm that, then Funnick will have a tough time.
So we're going to see Dendi Wind Ranger on the solo mid. It's going to be FNG to pick up the Skywrath instead of Vanscore. And yeah, they're going to still go for that roaming duo of the Wraith King Skywrath. So the one thing that I really like about the lanes is Na'Vi have guaranteed solos. The Havost solo on the safe lane Mirana, Funnick solo offlane Clockwork, Dendi solo mid Wind Ranger. They're very sustainable by themselves. They don't have to have a babysitter. They can kind of just do their own thing, and FNG and Vanscore can be very active moving across the map. Along with that, of course, as they start trying to gank the Brewmaster as he approaches 6, they'll have the silence up for Skywrath, so they'll have a lot of potential there. So it's going to be a lot about kill momentum. It's going to be a lot about just winning the lanes outright. And yeah, question mark.
Everyone's got questions today, that's for sure. I'm hoping for a bloodbath similar to what we saw earlier, but not expecting it, to say the least. And yeah, with that being said, we'll go through the lineups here. Let's see if there's any switcheroo shenanigans, but at least at first blush, we'll have Mag handling the Brewmaster. Resolution again on the puck, again up against the Skywrath Mage, but this time it won't be a 1v1 Skywrath Mage that I'll have to deal with. So he'll probably be breathing a sigh of relief about that after the way last game started off for him. Solo on the Vengeful Spirit. He was absolutely magnificent on this hero last game, and hoping to see more again. Silent was solid on the Lycan. At least always want to fly on your Bane. And then for Na'Vi, FNG playing the Skywrath. Man, I wish I knew Russian. Funnick on the Clockwork. Dendi, the solo mid Wind Ranger, used to be Na'Vi. Way back at TI2, when Invoker's Quas Wex build was incredibly strong. This was before the Tornado nerf, before the EMP nerf as far as cooldowns go. Although it's since been buffed quite a bit. Dendi used to play Wind Ranger a lot, just specifically to counter Invoker mids. Just spamming out the waves, constantly harassing, and a hero that can last hit and trade effectively early on against him, but haven't seen it as much as of late. Anyway, Vanscore on the Wraith King. Havost will be on the Mirana. He's one of the few players that consistently will run a core Mirana for his team, and well, he's got some decent setup here for the air stuns. And yeah, that said, Na'Vi looks like they want to defend their own jungle off the bat, please.
Yeah, they're just going to take that stance here. Mag does have one ward. They might be able to get his sentry out on that, and it'll be a lot easier to zone him out under those circumstances for sure. But otherwise, we're going to see a quick movement from Funnick. He's already going to get that ward down. He has the boots movement speed, so kind of beats them to the lane. But now he's moving right back to it, and actually, yeah, he realizes the ward he placed doesn't give as much vision as he'd like, and he's actually going to cut down a tree just to help that out. But
and he's going to get dewarded immediately.
Yeah, he stuck around too long. They saw his position, and they assumed exactly what had happened. So there you go. That gets taken care of. I find it interesting that they actually went for the Bane as their last pick here. They did have the Shadow Demon available in the pool, and in general, I prefer to see the Shadow Demon plus Lycan, as well as, of course, the Vengeful Spirit. A lot of damage enhancement there, and it really sets up the Lycan for success. But yeah, all the same, Bane has its merits as long as he doesn't get disabled. The problem is there's quite a bit of that on the field from Na'Vi.
Gives them a little extra control, though. To be honest, there's no hard hitter. Like, we're not looking at a hero that Enfeeble really shuts down this game. Nobody from Na'Vi has natural right-click of any note. They'll need items to gain it, and yeah, there's some heroes that can build BKB, but there's not that one hero that's like, oh man, he's definitely going to go build a BKB or a lifesteal or something like that. So I'm with you. The Bane does feel a bit curious, but it will offer you more later on this game, and it does give you some hard lockdown, whereas Shadow Demon, up against a lot of mobile heroes in the Wind Ranger, the Mirana, Clockwork with the hookshot. And, well, with that said, hold that thought, because Vanscore's rotating mid. And goes on a resolution. Turns to fight him, but just harassment for now. No follow-up from Dendy. He's only level 1 with Power Shot. Not the best hero to gank as far as the kill potential goes.
Oh.
They're still going in.
Okay. Yeah, still getting some good hits on him, just forcing him back. He will pop the sap pretty early, and that is Vanscore's entire mana pool. He will get the regen rune, though, and since he knew it was there, I guess both sides did, actually, and he's just going to be able to pick it up and go right back to what he was doing. But it's interesting, on the bottom lane, it was actually Funnick was trying to string along his creeps. He actually only blocked in one. The others went around the cogs, and one went through. So essentially, like, he had this whole daisy chain of creeps going, but then Bane just counteracts it by taking up the creep wave for a second and bringing them back all into line. So the end result is the double wave goes under the tower, and they're going to be kind of pseudo-pushing out towards Funnick long-term.
Resolution is really under the gun here. Dendy just constantly harassing him. Still has no points of wind run yet, and only level 2, but he's getting close to the point where if he needs to skill it, he can. And also Resolution has to be careful. That level 2 power shot in conjunction with a shackle could be enough to kill him off if his phase shift is ever wasted or used at their own time. But for now, has one more tango to go, and he has sent himself a salve, so he'll have full HP for the time being. But already, Denny's going to have a big edge in this lane. His bottle is coming sooner. Quite a bit sooner, in fact.
Yeah. The CS advantage, the extra salve purchased by Resolution. The only thing that he's going from is that if the rune spawns bottom, still it's got that pretty well covered. Funny can't move.
Caught up bottom lane. There's the stun there to follow this up. Always want to fly. Already used this brain sap. He's got a nightmare. Doesn't need to use it just yet as Vangscore TP's in, but look at the chunks of damage Silent is removing for this HP pool. Always want to fly tangoing through Vangscore. Oh, he's in trouble. He's got a brain sap ready to go. He gets it off the turn. They'll lose Vangscore as well. Navi, they lose 3. FNG 1 by 1. They TP in, and they all fall down. As always want to fly Jukes through the trees. He's going to make it out. I think he's got good move speed. Funnick has the boots advantage, though. Yeah, he'll be able to run him down here with Cogs. But doesn't it matter? He decides to back off. Doesn't get the kill. Well, Silent cuts the wave, meanwhile. And now goes on to Funnick under the tier 2 tower. Alright, he'll let him go now. The damage was done, though, Blaze. And to top it off, Silent's free farming. The Brew top lane for Mag is doing okay here, at least getting his early levels. And, oh, mid lane, Resolution with a DD rune. Takes a power shot. But still trying to find that bottle. Dendy? Not going to go on that.
Yeah, if he had checked his mana pool, I think Resolution actually could have gone for the jaunt kill. It would have cost him his life, but in the end, the double damage, 2 right clicks, Dendy's dead first, even with a Shackle Shot mini stun, and that actually would have been really nice. But doesn't take any risks, doesn't trade, and Resolution will be just having to go for a delayed bottle here, just waiting it out. But in the meantime, of course, Silent getting a real edge after that big skirmish, the 3-for-1. And now he's just kind of controlling the lane very well. 18 CS for himself, but Havost getting the passive lane up top is going to be able to accrue 17 for himself.
Yeah, both teams focusing on their last city now. In the mid lane, the puck has been getting trashed by Dendy, but it's not really his fault because of that early rotation from Vangscore setting him back quite a bit. Resolution now in danger, though. He's very low, waiting for a bottle to arrive, I believe. He's 5 gold short. He's got to buy it soon. Oh, he's sitting back, though. He'll buy the bottle, so even if he dies, not a disaster. Mag, caught out. Now slow down. If they get this first stun, they might get the kill. Follow-up damage, decent, but Mag is a clap. He'll hit 2 and keeps on retreating, but he gets body blocked by Vangscore. Now it's the other way, and Dendy's there to greet him. Shackle from low to high ground. He'll get clipped to a tree and attached at the hip, and
look at bottom.
End up going down. Funnick being wrapped around upon. Always want to fly.
Gigantic wave. He's going to pull it back with the rocket flare, but they actually going to close in on him.
Magic missiles there. Now the brain set follow-up. They can sleep to pursue a bit further. Cogs. One more auto tech. They get the kill again. And already, Empire starting to pull away in this laning stage. Leading by 750 gold. Experience pretty close, but they're also running a free farming safe lane Lycan, and that's being traded for a Marana's farm. Not a trade that Na'Vi want to be making. They'll have to answer back with some kills soon.
So, right now, obviously, when Havost starts joining the fights is really going to be the turning point. He's got a TP scroll ready. I think the next dive is when they want to go, but right now, Empire's just going for the hard push on the tower.
Silent, slowed down by a concussive shot. FNG now pursuing him out. Vangscore, he's got a stun. He'll let it fly on to always want to fly. How appropriate. Arrows there to follow. Brain sap. Nah, not going to matter even if he got off. Now the courier joins the fray. Empire bringing all the tools of war to this battle. But in the end, the courier just escapes. That was an important courier, not death, as it was carrying their next set of observer wards, and had it fallen there, they'd be playing in the dark for quite a while, but, well, it ends up getting out just fine.
So while we have a little bit of time before action breaks loose once again, Dendy's going to be harassing Resolution, but I'm curious as to how he's going to progress in his items. A lot of times you see phase boots, very rarely you'll see arcanes.
Shackle!
And actually,
Shackle found Resolution. Can they follow up with another stunt? Oh, Havost has Leap in. He'll just try to run Resolution down. He doesn't have Aramon at this point. Jaunting and Orbing out. He'll make his escape, but I always want to fly still when they go on. Shackle shots cool down, but Dendy gets fogged. Can't get a rage. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Funix trapped in by the wolves. Finished off. What is with the Russian Dota today, man? So much action, so fast.
Yeah, it's just been a rough one for Funix in particular. They have a great lineup to close in on him and bring him down. The Bane hasn't really been a defining aspect to it. It's mostly just been this great Vengeful Spirit play from solo, but that Howl right-click damage, it's just absurd. Popping that every time, and they're able to get so much physical damage out against him. Even a DD rune now for Bane. They're going to really try for this tier 1 here, but I think there will be some more rotations to defend. As far as the progression for the Wind Ranger, I think it's going to be a really big deal that he gets up a Maelstrom really early on for the extra right-click damage, potentially getting earlier points in Focus Fire than we usually see. And then, of course, later on he can go for things like Blink and Force to maneuver. Does go for another Shackle play, not going to connect on Resolution, and even the Power Shot's going to get phase shifted here. So, not really getting too much out of that, and that's because of the High Ground Vision, this Observer Ward, placed over by the Bane. Always want to fly.
Speaking of that Bane, he's closing on his level 6, and he's actually the same level as Funix. Mid lane, they're still trying to make that Shackle shot into a jump from the Skywrath. But Resolution is just playing this safe, and Resolution, I gotta say, has been getting picked on quite a bit recently. Like, the past few matches, he's kind of getting the G treatment. It seems like the recipe to slow down VP is... I'm not sure it's quite as effective against Empire, because it seems to me that Silent uses the space a little bit better and plays greedier than what VP's carry generally does. And speaking of greedier, it's going to be the Midas Lycan for him again. If you give this guy free farm on Lycan, he will go Midas pretty much every game. And at least the 4th or 5th time I've seen him do it, and probably like 8 to 10 Lycan games.
Mm-hmm. So I'm just going to go for the defense here. 3 points of Rocket Flare is emphasizing the counter push, since FNG offers pretty much nothing in that regard. Funix is just going to be here to clear the wave out, but still the tower drops fast. Solo
slow down, now stunned, but is there follow-up to kill him off? They'll get the tower, and then Silence waiting when Dendy arrives. Wind Run can't even get the Wind Run off in time. Now the chase is on. Cogs from Funix will be dodged nicely as Vangscore continues to retreat. The orb forward. Empire are diving Na'Vi to their tier 3 towers at 8 minutes in. Can't kill off FNG, but they'll settle for a different... Oh no, Funix. He was kept alive by the Moonlight Shadow Favos. Oh, Resolution has an orb. He's got an orb. He's got the angle. He's gonna get it. The plays from Resolution. Fantastic, and Silent barely escapes on 60 HP. Seemed like Funix was a little slow to juke that, but man, you just don't expect those sorts of things to happen.
Yeah, only running on brown boots, there's very little that you can do. Like, if you try to actually dodge it, you might be even more likely to get hit by it. So you're just kind of committed to the trajectory you've went. Unfortunately, no matter what, it's a bad one. Silent, Rocket Flare. Oh, if he was farming that camp, that could have been a kill. But
he actually was farming it right afterwards, but just a few inches short, I guess. I just caught the Rocket Flare animation after the fact, but barely missed him, it looked like.
Yeah, very, very close. On the mid lane, there was an Observer Ward recently placed by Na'Vi, but that Sentry Ward was just in range of it, so Resolution is going to be able to take that extra 50 gold, and a Vision is going to be stifled for Na'Vi in general. Like, they don't have any Observers up right now, and this is the 9-minute mark. They really need to get some vision across the map, or they're going to get caught in a position where they're unaware again.
End of the day, I'm not really liking the trades Na'Vi are making. Like, even if this was an even kill score, I'd be a little nervous, because they gave Lycan free farm and he's got a Midas, and they have limited control at best for Lycan later on. We talked about this, like, they have nothing to go through BKB aside from Hookshot. And yeah, you can hold him in Cogs, but he'll probably just turn and kill you, even without a BKB if he's got a Necro Book. So I do worry for Na'Vi as this game goes on, and they haven't gone for any greedy items. This is their time over the next, like, 15, 20 minutes. They gotta stay aggressive and find kills and not allow Silent to get too much out of control. Will they find those openings, though? That's the question. Vangscore retreating to the tower. He still doesn't have level 6. In fact, not even close to it. No reincarnation for them.
Yeah, the levels are actually looking pretty bad for Na'Vi here. Like, Funix recently hit 6, but they've already got Always Want to Fly's Fiend's Grip. They've got the Primal Split, this tower is going to be heavily
They
contested.
can't let Mag split. They are getting a range for a Skywrath Mage Silence. The concussive shot didn't go on him. Shackle will be dodged. It's at least not a 2-hero Shackle. Defensive sleep, buying Mag time. And now he goes back in. The Fiend Script's there. Havos gets slaughtered by Empire, and Na'Vi are unable to protect him. Now the wraparound in from Resolution. 2 coiled up by this. Remember, they'd only have to kill the Wraith King once, and he's in danger. Now the Brewmaster split. Going on to Vexcore. They'll kill him off. Now focusing, looking for Dendy. Boulder toss, cooling down, and they don't even need it. The Wind Panda gets the kill. Now hunting for FNG. He's 3 down for Na'Vi. That'll be it. They can't get in range for the 4th. But the tower will fall next, and to make matters worse, the only hero that's really doing much right now is Funnick split pushing, but it's a clockwork with Tranquil Boots split pushing. Like, this just ain't gonna happen, man.
Yeah, the Rocket Flare is going to delay things, but it's not going to change the situation. We're going to see another great Midas usage from Silent. The tower falls. The ultimate usage is just immaculate from Empire. The Dream Coil from Beyond the Trees is amazing. Solo.
Caught out mid lane. Solo, he took an initial stun from Vaynescore. Oh, gets the counter kill, though. The Brain Sap's there. Havos barely escaping, and now the Wolves are coming in. Oh, Havos, you might go down before you fade. One more auto attack. Barely able to in time. Will Resolution find him? Now, the orb this time is off the mark, and Havos goes back. Is he going back in? No way. No, he's just running. And he'll barely make it through the tree line before the ultimate ends. Has a leap available, and it seems Resolution won't find him, so Havos able to escape this time. But so far, running the safe lane Mirana, like, you always look at this and just say, okay, you're getting farm on Mirana, but what more are you doing beyond that? Because generally Mirana is not a good hero to trade farm when your opponent has most carries. Most carries will use the farm better, and so far I just haven't really seen the benefit of it.
Yeah, essentially, like, the expectation Mirana was to rotate relatively early, get level 7, get level 8, and then start moving and doing damage with that Starstorm, getting that early level advantage and making use of just a few farming items. But he didn't go Midas, the Lycan did, so he's already losing out in that regard, because Mirana's a hero that has to snowball forward if she's going to outcarry. Anyways, big initiation, the swap available, and Havos in jeopardy.
About to get caught out. Grip, nope, Jukes in the trees, but they've got wave of... No wave of turn to scout him. Very interesting, so don't need it. Havos, well, it's a 4 for a 4. 4 heroes down to the bottom lane to kill off Mr. 4 himself. Not much you can do there.
Yeah, and once again, Solo's just getting a lot of great experience early on this Vengeful Spirit. He's already up to level 8. He's got this 4-0-3 build, so a lot of damage forthcoming. And in the mid, Mag gets silenced.
Nice defensive swap, though. Solo turns it. Fangscore's still level 4. He's nowhere near his ultimate, and he's going to go down here. FNG got gripped in the meantime. They'll lose to a double kill for Solo. Well deserved on that Fenge. I gotta say, Blaze, I was not impressed by Solo's core play, but his support play has been...
Right?
Arguably, I would say potentially the best support player in CS right now. At least the one that's improved / impressed me the most over the past few weeks. But, meanwhile, there's an engagement mid, so we'll have to save that discussion for another day. As Mag blinks it, he still has the ultimate. They never had to use it last fight. Now Funnick will get picked off, and they can go for some additional kills here. Boulder toss onto a Havos, has no leap for 7 seconds. Not enough to kill him off, though, as they cycle in the Wraith Kip in the air. Still pursuing Denny, earn charge. Almost enough to take him down. Boulder toss will finish him off. He just stopped to accept his fate. Another double kill for Solo. It's essentially an ultra kill for the support Vengeful Spirit. Just didn't get the kills quickly enough. 18-4. What a bloody beatdown.
Yeah, he just seems right at home in these chaotic climates with the kill potential of this hero and just how back and forth things are. They just find openings left and right.
Another death for Havos. It's just like walking into the meat grinder for him at this point. They'll now catch up Funnick. Blinking forward, Mag will deliver a massive crit. Holy crikey.
That aura. The Vengeance aura plus the Drunken Brawler there.
Well, I thought I was going to miss that Cloud9 Tinker match, man, but as my Dona's kind of freaking out, but it appears I'll get to catch it. So I suppose there's a silver lining to this, as Na'Vi just get completely run over by Empire.
Yeah, it's just stupid. I mean, like, stupid, like, ridiculous as far as how well Empire were able to perform in this, and it almost seems nonsensical. Like, the amount of an impact they were able to make in just the early game alone. They go in, they go get a kind of a sparring match with their opponents in the last game. Going into this one, they certainly had the tempo to keep up with what they were able to accomplish against Na'Vi. Their ultis were all on point. No Fiend's Grip were canceled. The Mag held his split until it could actually be more than just a solo kill. And in general, they just played an awesome game of Dota where after the laning phase broke down, when they started moving together as a team, they just had the best reactions and made use of their heroes very effectively.
Well, guys, not too much more to say about this one, except that Empire had a great day. They're now 4-3. They started the day 2-3. Na'Vi dropping down to 7-3. Empire is closing the gap, and this Na'Vi team that started 7-1, they are not yet guaranteed a spot at the LAN final. Should they lose out, Blaze, they won't even finish above 500. Not expecting them to lose out, but they're still in a little danger as far as getting to the LAN finals go. Anyway, with that being said, guys, that concludes, well, day number 3 of Marathon Casting. This is about a 12-hour broadcast or so. Thank you all for joining us. Of course, you could follow Blaze, who's graciously kept me awake and kept me company for this long day at twitter.com/blazecasting. If you'd like, follow me at LDDota on Twitter, and most importantly for those who missed the great games today, go check out the VODs at youtube.com/BeyondTheSummit. A few great BTS moments there, and I think for me, Blaze, the highlight game today was still that IG LGD it was, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That was an absolutely amazing game, and we were also a lot fresher for that one, so I highly recommend checking that out. But, well, for now, that's going to wrap up Starladder Season 10 European coverage for now. We'll be back in, I guess, about 14 hours. We'll be back in 14 hours when Chinese Dota continues. See you next time. Thanks for watching Beyond the Summit.